Footy Wrap time again. I'm here with Brad Cole and special guest this week, Mitch. Welcome to the show, Mitch.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Debut here today. So, how's the body feeling, mate? You obviously injured in round one. You've had one game back now. So, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel really good. The bye's come at a good time. Really looking forward to the game on the weekend and refreshed and revitalised and ready to go.
Mate, your selection in the state team, you're one of three players rather.
I might clarify that, one of four. Aaron McNabb is in the squad. I can confirm that. So well done, Nabby.
Thought he was a bit stiff to miss out, Nabby. Just quietly.
I can confirm he's definitely in the team.
Okay, so as well. McNabb's in. You got yourself, Sam Hess, and help me out with the last one, Nick Pearce. You'd be happy to get that representation in there. Yeah,
it's really good for us to have some big guys in the squad. It's only a squad to start with, so we know we need to play well over the next couple of weeks, and then train well when we go to Hobart and Aurora Stadium as well.
Great reward for someone like Hesse, who's really been a great clubman and probably a bit of an underrated player in the competition, isn't he?
Oh, very much so. For a long time, Hesse's played on the best forwards. He's now 30 years of age, plays his 150th game on the weekend, and to finally get some reward for effort at that level is really pleasing for the club.
And obviously this week coming up against the Western Storm. Obviously a lot of your ex-teammates from the South Londy days. Has the banter already started via text messages and that from a few of the blokes?
I actually had Mother's Day lunch with the family, and I've got two brothers who played for the Western Storm, so they were pretty keen to let me know I was going to be fairly sore at the end of the day. So looking forward to the game. I'm sure it'll be played in good spirits.
You're surprised by how badly they're going at the moment, the Storm? Yeah, none of Norton 5. Haven't saluted the judge yet?
Yeah, I coach Devonport, not the Storm, so I'll worry about coaching us and let them worry about what they're doing down there at the minute.
Okay. Bit sad to see someone like Bart McCullough go down there with the knee injury though.
Yeah, very disappointing. No, you don't wish that upon anyone. I sent him a text last week, and let's hope he recovers and gets back playing, because we need guys like that playing at state league level in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Mitch, your expectations for the season, you know, when you took on the job, you said there's no ceiling on what the team could achieve. A couple of losses, but you've started the season pretty well. Are you evaluating where you're at yet and what you might be able to achieve this season?
Yeah, I think the best word to use to describe us at the minute is patchy. I think we're really good in patches and then really poor in patches. So we need to tighten up the gap between our best and worst. 3 and 2, we're in the 5. Really important game this weekend to probably put a bit of a gap in between the top 5 and the bottom 5 in the ladder. And as I said at the start, there's certainly no ceiling on it. We really want to make the finals, as all clubs do, and once we get there, who knows what can happen. Sure.
Now, I know you may play a pretty straight bat to this one. You are coach at Devonport at the moment, but do you still harbour hopes of maybe getting back to the big league one day? You're still only quite young in terms of, there is a few mature age rookies and that sort of thing these days. So
probably not from the playing sense, but certainly from a coaching sense, I've got high aspirations to be, potentially a development coach or an assistant coach and those kinds of things. So Tassie provides a great pathway for younger coaches to get started. Myself and Zane Littlejohn or Scott Stevens are all quite young, and Mitch Hills at the Storm, Aaron Cornelius at Glenorchy. So we're very fortunate to be able to coach around our own sides, and it gives us a starting point to build on.
Stick with us, Mitch. We're just going to have a look at the two Northwest TSL games in a bit more depth. Coley, Devonport and the Storm, you mentioned it there. It is a big game, as Mitch said, for Devonport to sort of solidify that spot in and around the finals position. So
and a win, not only does a win help Devonport, it also probably pretty much knocks the Western Storm out of finals contention. You really can't go Norton 6 and say there's one team you've already got rid of out of finals contention. So look, I can't see why Devonport can't win this. They beat Storm here last year in a really good match. From all reports, their best football is pretty good football to watch. And I think now with Mitch, a game under his belt and another week of training with the bye, I think that forward line's going to be really hard to stop from the Western Storm point of view. And I think Devonport can get the chocolates here and win 4 or 5 goal win. I would have thought here at home.
I agree. I think Devonport as well. The other game is down in Hobart, Tigers and Burnie. You'd expect Burnie to get the job done there. Mitch, you've played against, you've been involved in games against both these sides this year. Dockers for the win there, you would have thought?
Yeah, I think so. Credit to the Tigers, they've got a win. They've got some guys on their team that really have a fair dinkum crack, but I think Burnie have got some really experienced players. Cade Munday in particular playing terrific footy, and I think they get the win there reasonably comfortably in the end.
No worries, Mitch. Well, look, thanks very much for your time. Thanks for coming on and having a chat to us, and all the best for the rest of the season.
No worries, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Mitch. Right, yeah, turning our attention to the NWFL now, Pipes, and there's a few good games this week. I wouldn't say it's a star-studded round, but look, I think you've done me a favour. You've sent me to the match of the round, Latrobe versus Ulverston out Latrobe. I haven't seen Latrobe yet this year, so I'm really excited to just sort of see what they're about this year. I've heard some good reports. Their second half out here last week against Devonport was very good, so this will be a very interesting game, I think.
Yeah, it's the game that sort of tells us who's that second team.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the team that challenges Wynyard. You'd think on past performances Ulverston would go in favourites, but Latrobe themselves have some good players. They've got a lot of experience there. So, but I think Ulverston will probably get the chocolates. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I was speaking to Justin Rodman after the game against East Devonport last week. He said Ponsonby will miss. He's done a bit of a hamstring. Davies is still a few weeks away, but they've still got a pretty potent forward line. Sculthorpe obviously coming up against his old team. Robertson, who kicked 9 goals, and Rodman himself, I thought played pretty good football as well all throughout the day. So look, there'll be a handful of the Latrobe backline, but I think Ulverston might just come up out on top in this one. I think.
Would have thought so. The next best game of the round, you would think, would be Penguin and East Devonport. Or Devonport.
I think Devonport Smith, maybe. Look, there's 2 teams down the bottom who will be fighting it out for a bit of pride and all that sort of stuff. But obviously, Smithton coming off their first win of the season, they'll be cock-a-hoop. Smithton's problem though is their road form. Their road form for the last 2 years has been absolutely horrendous, and I think they all know that. Aaron Taxworth knows that. It's a mental thing. It's clearly just a mental thing. You're playing on a ground with grass with goalposts, as I said. It's no different to wherever you play each week. So, come on, boys. Bit of mental toughness, and they should get this win. But Devonport at home, big expanses here. Look, I think they're due for a win. Devonport. I think they can grab this one.
Yeah, good on Smith for getting their first win last week. Would have been a big night.
Yes,
down there at Circular Head. So congratulations to them, and hopefully there's a few more for them. Penguin, East Devonport. You'd think Penguin.
Yeah, I think Penguin by a reasonable margin here, especially if Viney doesn't play for East Devonport again. I think they really missed him last week against Ulverston, just the drive and experience that he gives to the team. So I think Penguin will tick along okay. I think Peter Tillman he'll be keen for another little good percentage booster. I think we really want to make a statement here to the Ulverstons, Latrobes and Wynyards that they certainly can't be discounted.
Yeah, they were good for a half last week, 2 blues against Wynyard, but just couldn't keep it up for a full match, which is hard to keep Wynyard down.
Very much so.
Speaking of Wynyard, they're playing Burnie. Now, you wouldn't say that this is anywhere near the match of the round. It's probably going to be a blowout. But look, the young Burnie kids, they try hard. I've seen them a couple of times. They give it their all, but they're just lacking in a bit of class. Andrew Bacon knows that. It's all about development.
Yep.
I hope we don't see another record broken as we did last year, mate.
I think Burnie... Just looking at the scores and what Andrew Bacon said in the papers the last few weeks, I think it sounds like they're improving. It sounds like they're certainly more competitive than what they have been. They've still got some good players in that team who are certainly up to NWFL standard and would walk into most other teams. Obviously, Wynyard's depth though is just what they have over every other team in the competition. So, if Zane Murphy has a quiet game, if Chook Smith has a quiet game, someone else stands up. Bryce Van Hanover stands up and gets 30 possessions himself. So, look, if it's a nice day, the big G up forward could be in for a bit of he could kick double figures of the big G. So, Wynyard by a lot.
Would have thought so too, mates. And I think that's just about done for this week.
I think so, mate.
And we'll see you all again next week.
Catch you later.